आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
Long before the revolt of 1857, India's tribal communities gave their lives in opposing the colonizers. TilkaManjhi was one of such pioneer Adivasi freedom fighters. He attained martyrdom on the 13th of January 1784.
Determined to defend his people and land, Tilka organized the Adivasis into an army trained in the use of bows and arrows. In 1770, there was a severe famine in the Santhal region. People were dying of hunger. Tilka looted the treasury of the East India Company and distributed it among the poor. Inspired by this noble act of Tilka, many other tribals also joined the rebellion. With this began his SanthalHool, the revolt of the Santhals. He continued to attack the British and their allies from 1771 to 1784.
The year 1784 is considered as the first armed rebellion against the British. TilkaManjhi attacked Augustus Cleveland, an East India Company administrator, and fatally wounded him.
Tilka? Tilka. Moi gidra to kai na.
Archeri metamate. Gidra matam dare buru kar de jokane. Rammanate khane pante.
Passe?
The British surrounded the Tilapore forest from which he operated, but he and his men held them at bay for several weeks. When he was finally caught in 1784, he was tied to the tail of a horse and dragged all the way to the collector's residence at Bhagalpur. There, his lacerated body was hung from a banyan tree.
After independence, the government erected his statue at the spot where he was hanged. Also, the Bhagalpur University has been named after him. We pay tribute to the brave son of the soil.
On the 13th of January 1849, Battle of Chileanvala was fought during the Second Anglo-Sikh Wars. Sikh army was led by Sher Singh, while the British army was led by Commander-in-Chief Hugh Gow. The Sikh army, though less in numbers than the British, forced the British army to retreat.
The repulse of the British, together with the loss of several guns and men, dealt a blow to British morale. The loss of British prestige at Chileanvala was one of the factors which contributed to the Indian Rebellion of 1857 some 9 years later.
Today we also remember Fakir Mohan Sinapathi, who was also known as the father of modern Oriya literature.
Born on January the 13th, 1843, Fakir Mohan Sinapathi was a prolific author and reformer whose writings also infused the masses with nationalism.
Nodi pari mo jibana jau achi bahi hasi kandi kulu kulu kotha kahi kahi.
Sinapathi translated the Ramayana, the Mahabharata and Gita from Sanskrit to the Oriya language. Sinapathi entwined nationalism and language together, as he believed that nationalism was determined by language. He said that a nation cannot progress by losing its mother tongue, and believed that the development of a nation's language and literature is fundamental for the advancement of a country.
Fakir Mohan Senapathi's contribution to Indian literature remains unparalleled and will continue to inspire the coming generations.
काम क्रोध लोभ मोह कुम्भीर भुजंग जतने लुचाउछन्ति निज निज अंग.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.